In this video, I will be talking about natal moon in Sagittarius and what this placement means for you or for somebody else when it is in the birth chart. If you have this placement, then you are in the right place. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this video. And first of all, let's talk about what the moon represents in astrology. The moon in astrology rules Cancer and the fourth house. And Cancer is all about emotions. It's all about security and fulfillment. So the moon shows us what gives us emotional security and fulfillment, as well as it shows an aspect of our upbringing and how we feel nurtured, because the moon is the planet of care and nurturing. So when the moon is in Sagittarius, this shows somebody that emotionally is attached to their beliefs or their philosophy. And in order to feel emotionally well, they need something to believe in, and they need to be feeling inspired. Whenever they're not inspired, they do not feel like the best version of themselves. And whenever they go through a period of their life where they lose belief or lose faith in themselves or in possibilities, they do not feel like themselves. And that's because the moon shows also our emotional well-being. And when somebody has the moon in Sagittarius, this shows that their nurture style, or how they felt taken care of or loved or cared for as a child, was to be nurtured through guidance or through being taught or being exposed to new experiences. They liked being taken on trips or towards new adventures, because Sagittarius is all about experience and travel. And in terms of their upbringing and how they felt nurtured, they needed like a guidance figure or somebody that could teach them words of wisdom and be by their side, and somebody also that would allow them to have experiences without interfering with their own autonomy. Because Sagittarius is all about freedom, and it's ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is a benevolent planet, and it is representative of the father figure. And so also, Jupiter is very non-invasive. It's not like Saturn, which is the other version of the father, which is more controlling and limiting. Jupiter is very carefree, and he lets his subjects or his students or his children do as they please, but he just guides them with words of wisdom. So that's the type of nurturing that these individuals needed in childhood when they have the moon in Sagittarius. So with that being said, when the moon is in Sagittarius, it shows somebody who's deeply rooted into some sort of philosophy, beliefs, or knowledge, and they incorporate their beliefs or their knowledge into their day-to-day actions and into their lifestyle. So they really live by the principles that they believe. So these can be people that are powerful manifestors and have, powerful faith in something that gives them more, power or more capability in life. Because these are people that don't just read something and then forget about it the next day. Or these are not people that just believe something but then don't do anything about it. These are people that, when it comes to their beliefs or the knowledge that they know, they like to incorporate it into their lifestyles and into their routine. And the reason why is because when the moon is in Sagittarius, it's in the sixth sign from its own sign, which is Cancer. The sixth house is about lifestyle, habits, and day-to-day routine, and it's about practicality. So these guys have these guys and girls have a spiritual aspect to their lifestyle or to their routines. So for example, if this was having to do with religion, these are the type of people that religiously go to church every week, and this actually helps them in their faith, and this actually helps them, manifest positive circumstances. Because in order to reap the benefits of knowledge and of wisdom and of spirituality, you need to, make it a consistent part of your lifestyle, or like a consistent ritual or a consistent routine. And these people just naturally understand that. Now, also when it comes to their family, beliefs, morality, or religion could be a big part of their family's roots, or their upbringing. So, like, more than likely, you will have a strong prominence of religion inside your family, because the moon shows our roots. It shows where where our family's from or how they are. And morality was a big part of the family dynamic, or religion, and like right from wrong, as well as education. So like for another case, it may not have been religion, but it could have been the educational path was really important, because Sagittarius is all about higher education, and you guys were raised almost centered around the ideal of college, university, or like higher learning, or becoming a cultured and educated individual with high standards or high levels of achievement. So in another sense too, Sagittarius moon can show that you were raised based on certain principles, basically, and like you had consequences, for breaking those rules, and like the principles were really clear, or like really a big part of how you were raised. So like almost like commandments, like the 10 commandments in the Bible could be an example, but like for you, there was something your parents or that your family had in terms of, morality, or in terms of spiritual or practical ideals. Now, the moon is also some resource that we depend on or that we possess. So when the moon is in Sagittarius, this shows to me somebody that possesses wisdom, and it's somebody that holds on to their experiences. And the reason why is because the moon is the ruler of Cancer. Cancer is all about preservation of things, and it's all about time, and it's all about memory. So people with the moon in Sagittarius, they're fast learners because they hold on to knowledge very easily and for a very long time, and they also hold on to their experiences, and they tend to make sense of those things on a very intellectual level, or on a very intentional way, I should say. So when it comes to experiences or knowledge, they just have a good memory for those things, or like they just easily like learn. That's the best way to really put it. Now, Sagittarius is the opposite of Gemini. Gemini is all about the mind, and it's all about thinking. And Sagittarius is all about action, and because it's a fire sign, and it's all about acting first and then thinking later. So acting and then rationalizing afterwards. So these individuals feel most comfortable in situations where they don't have to think. They really rely on their morality, their wisdom, or their past experiences. And they feel experience more strongly than other things. Like they are not so easily influenced by logic or by rhetoric or by ideas. They're the type of people that need to experience things and need to hold on to that experience and in order to learn from it. And this leads me to the next point, which is, since Sagittarius is a mutable fire sign, and mutable is all about change and adaptation, and that's why Sagittarius is all about travel and adventure and risk. In terms of these individuals that have the moon in Sagittarius, this shows that they are comfortable with situations requiring adaptation, because they will simply apply their wisdom, their beliefs, or their philosophy, or their best judgment based on experience when it comes to dealing with new situations. So like they're very comfortable adapting because they just use, their previous experiences in order to then cope with new situations. and they don't overthink things too much. And for them, it's just an opportunity to learn something new or to have new experiences. When it comes to facing new situations or situations that require adaptation or situations requiring an ability to interact with people that are different than themselves, or strangers, or people that have a different language or a different background, because Sagittarius is about foreigners as well. So they're very comfortable adapting or traveling, and having to change the way they approach things, or having to adapt the way that they approach things in new situations. So finally, since the moon shows our emotions and the things that we protect and defend, because its animal is the crab. The moon rules Cancer, and the crab is the animal, or I guess the crustacean that is associated with that sign. The crab has like a shell, and this represents defensiveness, or things that we retreat towards. And so when somebody has the moon in Sagittarius, this shows that they are defensive of their convictions and about morality and truth, as well as justice, because that's all the themes of Sagittarius. They're also defensive about knowledge too, so the things that they believe are right versus wrong. And ultimately, they can be quite opinionated or judgmental people. And since the moon shows an internal aspect of our personality, this is something that people don't necessarily pick up on until they know you on a personal or private level. So with that being said, that summarizes what I wanted to talk about for moon in Sagittarius. And in the subsequent videos, I'll be talking about what the moon in Sagittarius means through each of the houses. So definitely stay tuned if that interests you. And don't forget to leave a like on this video and subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed. And with that being said, I appreciate you guys watching and supporting in any way that you do. If you would like a natal chart reading, the link is in the description to my Patreon, where I do a free natal chart reading for my Jupiter tier patrons. I also have a link in my description to my email. Not a link, sorry, an email in my description. And you can contact me that way to book a reading. If you'd like a personalized video breaking down each of your placements and your North Node, which is your life path. So with that being said, I will talk to you guys sometime soon in another video. Thanks for watching.